Test. Test.
Alright, what's up everybody? Gonna play Metroid Prime Remaster with Metroid Prime 4 coming out. Want to get caught up on the story, so gonna go ahead and see if I'm as good at this game as I used to be. I used to be able to go through this pretty quickly, but it has been a while since I've played, so we'll see. Might have to remove the webcam. Not sure where all the info is going to be, but I think up there in the top left is good. They definitely did a great job with this remaster. This is a GameCube game. It just nailed the atmosphere. It's like peak what a 3D Metroidvania should be. Who doesn't love that music, though? There's so much to scan. Half of the game, or half of the fun in this game is actually figuring out all the secret stuff you can scan. Like even the enemies, when you scan them, there's certain points where you can scan the bosses before you actually fight them. And actually like learn stuff about them. But couldn't I just turn the force field off? That's funny. It's like, oh, there's a force field. You can't go back to your ship. Like I couldn't just turn it off. Or was I not the one that turned it on? Did I miss that part? I couldn't imagine playing this with the Wii remote. This originally came out on the Wii as the remaster. And you had to actually like wave the Wii remote around to aim. I can't even imagine that. Emergency evacuation area. Current status, environment unstable. Deck gamma, reactor core and propulsion. Environment normal. Like, ah! And it's even got the goop on the visor. That was awesome. You know, I used to think that the Batman games were the first one with the Arkham were the first ones with like the detective vision. But I think it was this. I think Metroid was the very first scan things in the room type game. Like everything started doing that for a while. Now, analysis shows incredibly large muscle structures surrounding the jaw area. Fluid sacs containing acid are also detected. Space pirate status: death caused by severing of the spinal cord. That sounds pleasant. There's probably worse ways to go. Space pirate status: death caused by severe flame damage. Morphology unknown. High levels of radiation detected. Platform does not look like it can be activated from this room. Biohazardous materials, Phazon batch 0142A, destination deck beta. Escape pod entrance. Somebody just left 6 hours ago. A new creature's entry has been downloaded to your logbook. They travel in swarms, indigenous to Talon 4. A single parasite is harmless to larger life forms. However, they tend to travel in large groups, swarming over potential prey. Such swarms can be dangerous. Tail section possesses a mouth-like orifice, most likely used for birthing offspring. Well then. Not where I want to be at a Saturday night. So those three launched. Escape pod launch. Coordinates. A research command center. Looks like everybody took off to a command center. Those lucky enough to get out of here, I should say. Umbilical hall. That's the trap I fall into. I gotta scan everything in this game. Death caused by excessive blunt trauma to the cranium. Is that what you'd call a alien's head? We're just gonna go with cranium. Is everybody's scientific term for their skull. Entrance to the map facility. There's a map facility? I actually played the DS version, Metroid Prime Hunters. It was like the coolest game. At one point, that was the coolest game you could ever play on a handheld. Oh, it's kind of suspiciously quiet in here. I'm gonna check and see if the stream is actually up and running right now. Oh, there's a ton of stuff in here. Like a massive lore dump. Specimen cell C. Rejection of phazon compound detected. Specimen cell A. It's in hibernation. Transfer to phazon batch. Complete. Fluid sacs in the mouth enlarge after mutation. This allows for increased production of corrosive bile. Mmm. After mutation, the carapace of the larva becomes rigid. Able to resist the attacks of many predators. Combat mutation applications are complete. The primary legs of this creature possess galvanized tips, allowing it to penetrate any known ally. Galvanized. How do you do that? That can't be natural, right? How does something naturally become galvanized? Coils in this ventilation cap look unstable. Shoot them! When did I get missiles? Whoa! Well, that didn't work well. How do I turn missiles on? Not like that, apparently. It's way over there on the other side. New pirate data entry has been downloaded to your logbook. Spacepire encrypted data and decoded. Exhibit says fallen. All grounded personnel are presumed dead. Either killed by the hunter clad in metal or in the subsequent destruction of the underground facilities. Our research frigates, Orpheon, Siriasis, and Volparagam were in orbit at 0 hour and managed to retreat. Frigate Orpheon is now docked at Vortex Outpost. Orpheon's cargo appears to have a 100% survival rate. Metroids are healthy, but on restricted feeding schedules due to the uncertain supply status. We are ready to begin research on the Metroids and other promising life forms. Security status remains at Code Blue. No signs of pursuit from the hunter. Hey there, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. The Argonaut? Sorry, I can't see that very good. It's down there at the bottom. Thanks for coming in, though. Getting ready to get caught up on the story before Metroid Prime 4. So, thanks for stopping in. Did you play any of these games before? Auto turret disable. I think I've started every one of these games, all three of them, and never finished. Metroid Prime's great game. Oh, you beat every one of them? Nice. Yeah, I don't know why I haven't been able to get through all of them. They're not even that long of games. I guess it's because I'm like this and I I scan everything in the area. That's probably my biggest problem. But yeah, I really like Metroidvanias, so I don't know. I should be able to get through this one. I think this is definitely the coolest way to do a 3D Metroidvania. Yeah, I get lost in the whole idea of like what can I scan to, and like before I even leave into another room, I gotta like turn around. Oh my god, I almost left this room without scanning. There we go. Yeah, I remember playing Hunters on my DS. It was like I had the demo when you very first bought a DS. It was like the very first thing it came with for like the longest time. It's pretty much the only thing worth playing was Hunters, or I'm sorry, not Hunters, but the demo. And I remember how awesome it was to think about, like, man, you can use the stylus on the DS to almost play, or to actually like play a third-person shooter. But yeah, Hunters was definitely like the first really cool game for the DS, though. I think the demo was just the multiplayer, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, for a game like this and a handheld, though, man. Jeez. And then Pinball. Metroid Prime Pinball. Yeah, 1 and 3 are your favorites, but 2's still good. It's usually the other way around, right? Where the second one is the one that really hits hard. And then the third one... Well, I don't know, I guess in video games by the third one, they always tend to get it really good and figured out by then. Video games are one of those things where it's almost hard to go back. You know, like they add so many cool things off of the original idea that it's hard to go back without like all those quality of life improvements. I guess Final Fantasy and like JRPGs are probably the one big exception to that rule, though. Like, I can always go back and play a good JRPG. 2 is the hardest and longest and scariest, but of the dark, well, because of the Dark World. I gotcha. Yeah, I think I pirated like the Wii trilogy, and I kind of just dabbled in all of them. I actually played the original one of these when it first came out. And then I think I sold my GameCube before I could finish this, I think is what it was. I just got tired of the kind of Nintendo games that were coming out at the time. I was an angsty teen. PlayStation was more my thing back then. Oh, shoot. No, 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 no. Man, don't I have missiles? Charge beam can be drawn in. I could have swore I had missiles. Yeah, PlayStation didn't have Metroid Prime. I know. It had all the JRPGs that I liked, though. I was, like, obsessed with RPGs for the longest time. I mean, I still like them, but they just don't make them like they used to. Nowadays, it's just everything's made to be Dark Souls. Which isn't horrible, because there's worse games that you could try to be emulating. But I don't know. It's kind of getting old where everything just seems to be reiterating on the Souls formula. And that's why I'm glad we can go back and do like emulation and things like that. Yeah, once I got introduced to like retro achievements on emulation, they got me really into wanting to go back. Because I think achievements just add so much to like, especially those older games where you can kind of almost get through them with your eyes closed and just like muscle memory it. Some of the achievements are just insane because you've got, you know, just people that play the game coming up with the achievements most of the time. And they can come up with some like absolutely sadistic stuff. Hey there, Story. Thanks for stopping in. Good to see you. About to take down this first boss of the game. Sorry if I get focused on this for a second. Oh, well that was the worst time to hit the wrong button. Oh yeah, scan the enemy, duh. Scan the enemy. Scan the enemy. A new creatures entry has been downloaded to your logbook. Parasite Queen. Parasite female genetically enhanced by unknown means. A weak spot has been detected in the creature's mouth. Use your auto-targeting to acquire this new target. Scans indicate the presence of a potent mutagen, origins unknown. Creature exhibits the ability to fire weapon-grade blasts of energy from its mouth, a trait not present in the standard parasite genome. It appears the parasites have begun a bioengineering program with considerable results. Alright. Well, there you have it. This is one bad mama. Just like randomly firing and it was getting through. That was great. I didn't think that would even work. Right on. Oh shit. Oh, it's a good thing I made it 10 minutes before cussing. They love their you gotta escape quickly sections in this, or in these, or in this series, don't they? It wouldn't be a Metroid without a countdown. Auto turret disabled. Oh, why did I always do that? I'm a freaking idiot. Oh, look at that AI. Yeah, you know, that would have been the one thing. Like, nobody ever like updates the AI to these games. You know, the graphics is all anybody cares about. It's like, if you're gonna do a remaster, focus on the enemies. It's like, if that's the one thing you're doing more than anything, is fighting enemies, you don't want them to be mindless. I mean, maybe you do. Maybe I'm the minority on that one. Oh crap, I didn't even see all that shit. Man, those missiles don't do anything? That's ridiculous. Oh my god. So is the charge beam the way to go, or just blast them? Guess just blast them, huh? I guess I really haven't... Well, I thought I was taking more damage than that. That must have been their blood that I was seeing. Like how you can see her face in the reflection. Oh. Dang it. I did it a second ago. Whoa. It's like, and there's just going to be one this time. Boom. Boom. I almost think they tell you the wrong button when they tell you to switch to the missiles. I don't think it said to use this bumper up here. Yeah, see, none of that hit me. It looks scary, like they're getting through, but nothing's hitting me, actually. Still showing up. That one finally did. Something hit me. Oh, shit. I need to get out of here. I'm spending way too much time screwing with those things, not thinking about the countdown. Like, run! No! Oh, shit! Go! It really is a good way of getting the most out of level design, though, is to have you go through a level and then have to come out of it, you know, like with a time limit. Tell me that ain't one of the coolest scenes in all the video games. UZO. Yeah. I really made that look hard, didn't I? Oh, no. Like, I knew I could do that. I don't ever make anything look easy now. Oops. Scan it. Let's go. Whew. That was close. I didn't make that look easy at all, did I? I swear I played this game before. You gotta love the narrative reason why your weapons and armor get stripped down. I think they've given up on trying to explain stuff like that in modern games now. They're just like, ah, hell with it, man. This is our game and we're going to say whatever. Hey there, how you doing, Jonas? Thanks for stopping over. I appreciate you. Salve. Yeah, I always like it when Jonas is in the house. And Story. We appreciate y'all. Man, I made that look really, really hard. Like 20 seconds to spare I got out of there. Yeah, I think I got into like really hardcore into like Madden and the NHL games when this game came out. That's probably the biggest reason why I got distracted from Metroid. Like my brother-in-law now and all our friends, like we were just obsessed with Madden at one point. It got repetitive. We all started looking for different games. Aw. Mrs. Dead Pixel has chimed in. Say that Milo says hi, Dad. Hello, Milo, Ren. A little bonehead. Alright. So now we've got a whole planet to explore instead of just a space station. I gave the dog food. Don't let him convince you that he needs to eat. He's probably going to give you that look that says feed me, but I've already fed him. See, here I am. Now I'm like, oh my god, I didn't scan things. I ran out of that whole space station and didn't scan anything. Fucking time limit. Sap sac. Chemical reaction within sac produces violent explosion when agitated. Because of this irresistible odor and sweet nectar, the sap sac was nearly eaten out of existence. The evolution of an explosive chemical sac saved it. Now only brave or ingenious creatures dare to devour it. I love how those classic enemies were brought into the 3D. Some of them don't look right. Like a Goomba, I don't know. A Goomba doesn't really look right in 3D. Those things look cool. I probably gotta hit that with a rocket, huh? A zoomer anchors itself to walls and other surfaces. Basic nerve center located directly above the zoomer's mandibles. Detects nutrients. Sharp spines protect it from casual predators, but the lack of reinforced carapace makes the zoomer vulnerable to any indirect attacks. So probably like explosions? I don't have any missiles, that's right. I lost my missiles. Please step onto the hologram. The Chozo Ruins. Is that what that says? Yeah, Chozo Ruins West. They really crushed it with her character model. Like, they've never needed to even really, like, change that much at all. Oops, that wasn't what I wanted to do, was it? Hive Totem. Seismic activity detected. Willing to bet that's a huge boss. Ripley. Maybe Ripley. Or no, isn't that a different version of Ripley? Like, isn't there like a Mecha Ripley or something like that? Is what we just saw. Oh damn, I don't even have to charge beam. They take everything away from me, don't they? Crap. Shit. More of those damn things. So they can transcend time? Hmm. Oh, damn, you don't even have the morph ball or nothing over here. In honor of Talon's star. New creatures entry. A scarab. Think of nothing but sacrifice. Solves for the safety of their swarm. The wasp hive. Primary war wasp dwelling. I need my morph ball to get down there. Whoa, 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 whoa. Bad idea. Ooh, that was not good. That's what we were supposed to do. Man, your desire to want to scan things is like such a detriment sometimes. Hey, my missiles. Almost. Man, there's a ton of them. Did I get it? Yeah. Nice. Ready for it? I love that music. It's right up there with like Final Fantasy level up music. Yay! Oh, and energy cell? Energy tank? It's my bad. Gotta get my terminology right. All the real fans are gonna call me out. It's like, a small hole that looks like something might be able to go in there when you unlock the power. Warning. Man, is that the right way? Hold on. I need to check the map. Yeah, I don't think there's anywhere else. I could need the morph ball to get into that one area. Looks like... yeah, I gotta go all the way back to this main area. I think in this main area there's a door. This door right here is open. Or one of the... maybe both of these are actually able to be opened with the missiles now. Yeah. Oh, it's our map data. Get our Google Maps update. Alright, so yeah, we still gotta find our way back. This is just a midway point to where I was trying to go. Yeah, it's been a really long time since there's been anything Metroid related, so it's good to see 4 finally have a solid release date and know that it's actually going to come out now. Like, Metroid has always just seemed to be, like, the franchise Nintendo just doesn't care about. I get it that it's, like, now you're just... it's, like, the shooting franchise on a Nintendo platform, and, like, maybe they don't like that as much as, like, just being able to sell Mario to children, but I don't know, man. For adult gamers that have supported this company for as long as we have, it's nice to see a game like Metroid actually get, come out after as long as it's been. Sure. That'd be a really good idea. I forget, I'm so used to modern games, I forget you gotta do stuff like this to actually not screw yourself over when you die. God, I hope I don't fucking do that. I already went this way, didn't I? Whoa, 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 whoa. I did want to scan that though, didn't I? Ion. Yeah, I go and have to rent Prime 4 to play on Switch 1 because money is so tight. Oh, I get that. Ain't nothing getting cheaper. Yeah, hopefully you get it and you enjoy it as much as the other ones in the trilogy. I know I waited forever for Kingdom Hearts 3, and that was probably like the biggest letdown. I'd say Final Fantasy 13, or no, Final Fantasy 15, I'm sorry. Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts 4 have probably been, or 3. Kingdom Hearts 3 have probably been the biggest disappointments in like the history of video games. And it probably it all comes down to just how long you sit and wait for there to be a new game. That's probably why Valve's like, yeah, you know what? I don't think, we need to get this Half-Life 3 pushed out there anytime soon. Yeah, you know it's going to be a decent game. I mean, a little bit worried, I'm not going to lie, being that it's taken so long to get here. But maybe that just means it's going to be, like, absolutely excellent quality. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, Kingdom Hearts 3 was horrible. If you want my opinion, like, the story didn't go anywhere, I think is the biggest problem. I don't know if you've played it. I shouldn't spoil it for anybody. But, like, for 2/3 of the story, like nothing happens. You're basically doing things that have no bearing on the overall, story arc. It's not interesting stuff that's happening. But like the gameplay is fun, going through and like, being Sora again and the combat is all fun. It doesn't culminate into a great game, based on how long we've waited or we had to wait. Yeah, oh no. I think it's going to be good. There's always they couldn't figure out a way to make it very interesting. And that's why it was delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed. But ultimately, I think it was just delayed to make like a really good game. I wouldn't say worried, just I'm skeptical. There's been a lot of new games that just haven't wowed me lately. Especially Nintendo. Like Pokemon. I hate to say it, but I feel like Pokemon's dead to me at this point. I don't think I'm ever going to want to buy another Pokemon game again. But yeah, Retro has nailed it with Donkey Kong. Again, the only thing I'll say is that it's been such a long time. It hasn't seemed like this was a game. I mean, maybe they held it back and decided to release it now on purpose, and it's been finished. That's also a possibility. But it just seems like this game was announced and then forgotten about, like, twice, I want to say. You know, like, it was supposed to have came out almost, like, 2 times ago. And it's been delayed and delayed and delayed. Yeah, that's right. They did add. But I wonder why they did that. Just because Retro was busy with Donkey Kong? And now the time lined up for them to go back? Not gonna lie, I didn't really like the Tropical Freeze games. That was not what I wanted with Donkey Kong. Bonanza is kind of a step in the right direction. But I don't know, I'd like the Donkey Kong, instead of how Bonanza was just about having nonsensical fun. I'd like there to be more of like platforming in Donkey Kong. I feel like Donkey Kong's meant to be more of a platformer. Even Donkey Kong Country was a little bit less of like a platformer than I think it should have been. Yeah, I have Bonanza. I've got a couple of video game, I've got some gameplay of it up on the channel. You want to go back and see what I thought of it. I mean, I don't hate the game at all. I just think it's kind of childish. If I had to say anything about it, it seems really childish. You know, like they just made it to where anybody can get through that game. I honestly almost find it insulting that it's so easy. It just seems like it's like Odyssey. You know, like every time you turn a corner, there's, oh, I got another banana. Oh, I got another banana. I got it. And like, none of it feels like you earned it. It all feels like it was just super easy. You know, like where you would have just gotten a mushroom in a question mark block in an average Mario game. Yeah, I definitely like childish in a way of that, like, just it was made for anybody to just easily get through it. You know, the game is all about just breaking crap and moving on. Oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts is ridiculously childish. I'm childish though. Yeah, I guess that's what I should say. The game itself isn't childish. It's a game made for children. Let's say that. No. I mean, I love Pokemon, and Pokemon was made for children way younger than me. You know, it's just about nailing the tone more than anything else. I'd say Kingdom Hearts is made for angsty teenagers, really. And it just so happens that they found a way to make Disney levels work with it. But I mean, there's Disney adults, so I don't know that Disney does necessarily means childish. And a lot of the stuff is like classic Disney that you would have to almost be a little bit older to truly appreciate. But yeah, it's childish. I mean, you're talking about a kid with a sword that looks like a freaking key. going to other worlds to talk about, you know, using the power of friendship to stop evil. I don't know that it gets any more childish than that. That might be as childish as you can get. Yeah, again, childish isn't necessarily a put down. I kind of meant, instead of childish, more of just along the lines of Bonanza was made for kids. Like, I could definitely see a 7-year-old kid finishing Bonanza in like 2 days. Like, it's just that simple. Well, I've been ignoring my skin, haven't I? Nah, I mean, I would never say Astrobot's a fun game either. Again, I didn't mean childish in a put down way. I just meant that Donkey Kong is literally super easy. I mean, almost every enemy dies just by running up to it and hitting it one time. And it literally just stands there waiting for you to hit it. And then, like, you know, like, okay, think of like a Mario game where, you know, there'd be a platform where you gotta jump 10 times, you know, across a pit of fire or something to get to the star. Well, in Donkey Kong Bonanza, you would just use the little sonar thing to say, oh, it's buried right here, and then you just dig a hole and you land on top of it, and it's like, hey, I got the banana. Yay. I mean, it's just ridiculously easy. I mean, seriously, like, that's probably the best way to explain it. You know, you'll use the little sonar thing, and you'll see that, you know, okay, under this little hill over here, I just have to create a hole big enough to get over to there, and there's nothing difficult about it at all. Yeah, Sunshine was great. I like that they always try to have some kind of unique mechanics when it comes to Mario games, and I think that Sunshine had the coolest one. It got a little laborious, I'll say, but it was still fun. The Flood or whatever, FLUDD. Oh, shoot. I think I know what I need to do. I think I gotta turn into the ball. Morph ball. Like Sunshine better than Galaxy and Odyssey. Yeah, and it's weird. I know that's a pretty common take on that. And Galaxy was the one that got, like, the sequel and everything. But I guess Nintendo just does what they want. I don't know, it almost felt like Sunshine could have been more like a Mario RPG. Like, they could have really found a way to make an RPG out of Sunshine. I like the whole concept, too. Just like being on vacation. And then the voice of, like, Mario. Mario. Oh my god, what am I doing? Somebody help me. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I gotta kill those things. Yeah, I like when Paper Mario was an RPG. Now it's just an action game or a platformer that really like acts like an RPG. I mean, I guess they still have the turn-based combat and everything, but it's so dumbed down nowadays. One and two were good. After it's all downhill from there. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like they lost sight with it. You know, it was just like, okay, we've made the RPG. All the RPG fans have kind of moved on. And it's like, well, we still have this franchise. What are we gonna do with it? I'll be a Nintendo fan forever. I swore I wasn't going to buy the Switch 2, and here I am on one. So, trust me, I'm definitely not a 100% Sony fanboy. I'll definitely just talk crap about Sony whenever they deserve it. Astrobot's definitely not my jam. I'll definitely be transparent about that. Super Paper Mario? Which one was that? And that's Super Paper Mario. Because Paper Mario was N64. Was that the Thousand Year Door? The Thousand Year Door was the GameCube one, right? Oh, that was the Wii one. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, Thousand Year Door was 2. Yeah, that was the GameCube. No, I like the original Square Enix Mario RPG the best. Like Malo and Gino are still probably like my two favorite characters from the SNES era. Four runic symbols in this room must be activated. Never played the original. I never played the remake. I played the original. Looks like I've got one of them. I love the original. Like I said, that was probably like my favorite game, aside from Final Fantasy VI and Chrono Trigger. If I could live on an island with Final Fantasy VI, Chrono Trigger, and Mario RPG, I think I'd be okay with it. Oh man, I'm not doing too hot. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't hate the idea of a Mario RPG remake, but the look of it just is a little off-putting. I'm not gonna lie. I'm about to die, aren't I? Yeah, I don't know that there's something about the way it looks. It's just like, ooh, I can't really see myself spending, $70 on that. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe I'll get it on sale, and I'll be surprised that it really is good. Crazier things have happened. I actually like Mass Effect Andromeda. I don't know if it's just that I spent money on it and I thought, like, forced myself to say this game is good. But I like Mass Effect. Oh man, you like Rabbids? Mario and Rabbids is awesome. Like anything that's like XCOM is amazing in my eyes. I need to go save, recharge. Oh, don't do that. Bad idea. Bad idea. Played 2 and 3, Mass Effect, they're good. Yeah, Mass Effect 1 was weird. Like, they had this, like, you have infinite ammo, but, like, your weapon overheats thing. Or no, I think they all had that, but the one... I think, like, Mass Effect 1 had this weird, like, randomization to your shots. Like, even if you were aiming at something, it wouldn't exactly go where you were aiming. Man, that sucks balls. Alright, now where do I gotta go? Fuck. Yeah, everybody hated on Mass Effect Andromeda, but I liked it. I wouldn't say it was like Game of the Year or anything. But I felt like it was a competent game. Much better than Anthem. I want to talk about a crappy game. Passageway to Shrine. How was Anthem? It looked. How was Anthem? It looked as far as the show. Yeah, Anthem was just repetitive games as a service nonsense. Like I don't know if you know what the term bullet sponge, but man, you just sit and like fire away at these enemies, and it's just not even fun to just be stuck in a 20-minute battle where you're just beating the hell out of an enemy, but he's got so much health that you can't take him down. Ugh, that was Anthem. Awful. Bullet sponge hell. Kind of like Destiny. I got it. Like, none of it's really great AI, but they can take so many shots that it becomes hard. The concept of it, of like having almost like your own Iron Man suit that you get to fly around and do like RPG missions with, it sounds cool. They just were not able to pull it off. Like a company that makes like slower RPGs shouldn't be out there thinking that they can just make a live action shooter game. I mean, I took this thing down a lot easier last time, didn't I? Mirror's Edge liked it, but it is mediocre game. Well, yeah, you know, the problem with it is I guess in the sequel they improved upon it. You know, they had one thing that game did really good. You know, and it was using the world as kind of like almost like a tool. You know, like when you looked at the world, it basically told you where you needed to go and what you had to do, but that was the puzzle. So that was pretty cool, actually. Right, and that was a really unique look to a game back then, too. It's still a pretty unique aesthetic for a game. Like, for even being as plain as it is, it just works. Yeah, and that goes to show you, too, that like a game doesn't have to have $1 billion behind it in production value, like Call of Duty or whatever. Which I hear that game ain't doing too good these days. The new one, I hear everybody's kind of up in arms about. I've honestly never played one. I've had people ask me, come on over and play Call of Duty with us. And I'm like, no, I'm good. Music-wise, Solar Fields does a nice job with theme song. So I need to get up there somehow, don't I? But I'm going to guess I need to double jump. Oh, and Mirror's Edge. Right, I gotcha. Never beat Catalyst. Yeah. That my problem with a lot of games is that other games come out. Like, as soon as I get into a game, something else comes out, and I'm like, oh my god, that's the new game. I gotta go to that. But it's been a while. I looked at the upcoming release schedule on, like, every platform, and it's kind of pathetic. Maybe I've just kind of grown up, but there's just nothing. Nothing seems interesting in the next, like, year. Like, I'm hoping Nintendo announces something good because, man, I'm kind of regretting buying the Switch 2. No, I did not beat Mirror's Edge. I never actually owned it. I only played it at a friend's house. Wasn't that on like the orange box or something like that, I want to say? Or was that just purely standalone? I know I played it over at my buddy Mike's house. I saw somebody do a crazy speed run on that. Mouse cons will be good for Switch 2. I need to lurk for a while as you eat. I'll keep you running though. Oh, thanks, Story. Thanks so much. Hope you enjoy that. Hope you enjoy your dinner. Appreciate you lurking. Ooh, 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 ooh. Get out of that. What are you doing? I just wanted to make it interesting and see if I went with low health, if that would increase the tension. The downfall of EA games proves to me that EA just isn't as good as Nintendo. Yeah, EA is all about the bottom line. I mean, and it's a company. But yeah, I guess when you look at Prime 4, that's probably going to be a really good example of a game that gets delayed for the right reasons, and it ends up being great because of it. Whereas EA would be like, just put this crap out there, you know, we've got to make it for the holidays, and yet it had a shitty game released 2 years ago. Owned by the Saudis. Alright. No, 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 no. Don't go die that way. Well, yeah, weren't they the big ones with loot boxes? Nice. Like they were huge, or the big ones pushing the loot boxes and got the big lawsuit to basically get those made illegal. Insider trading, huh? I haven't heard that one. I have heard a lot of people talking that Battlefield, the new Battlefield's doing pretty good. As much as people have hated the new Call of Duty, I've heard pretty much the opposite of the new Battlefield. And it's kind of funny how like they just seem to almost like trade. Like one time this game will do good, the next time the other one does. It wasn't like Battlefield 1 Or it was just like the most poorly received freaking video game ever. Alright, let's see if I can do this again now. Alright, that's one. Oh, shit. I should be smart enough to not let those get me every fucking time. Black Ops 7 looks terrible and it doesn't even look like a COD game. Yeah, I heard everybody's up in arms over like posters on the wall. Like AI generated content in a game with like billions of dollars behind it and people that could actually be generating that content. And they outsourced it to AI. Like, what a world we live in. Like, you guys have billions of dollars, and how many animators and artists on your team, and you still think, like, oh, heck, let's just go to ChatGPT for this one. The worst is that it's like it gets things wrong, and that still finds its way into a freaking video game that you're supposed to spend $70 freaking dollars on. Alright. Can we do this without dying? What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to go back up there? That music's sick. Honestly, don't much about how age generated kind of works, but yeah, that's what everyone's talking about. Yeah, heck, even on YouTube, everybody's against it. Everywhere I go in the chat, everybody's always up in arms about how they hate AI generated content. I use it almost like a commercial. Like, I can make a quick, goofy video that goes out and gets 2,000 views. I look at that as it's just almost like a commercial for my channel. Like, nobody has to look at... Like, I would hope nobody ever looked at anything I did on this as quote-unquote art. Because that is definitely never going to be what my YouTube channel is about. I've tried doing the whole art thing, and my music's failed miserably, so... I know better than to call anything I do art. Yeah, that's the big thing. If it's going to start taking somebody's job away, because one of these companies can just be like, hey, man, ChatGPT that shit, then that is a major problem. Because I think that's what people have been warning about with AI to begin with. Strange negative energy emitted from the meteor. Talon in the light. Huh. Well, we like this. Charge beam acquire. Alright, well I think I'm gonna actually book it over to a save point and end this one for the day. It's probably a good place. Yeah, I was just telling my little niece not to get too wrapped up in the idea of like a graphics design career. I mean, like, yeah, go for it. You know, you like definitely follow your dreams and everything like that. But at the end of the day, graphics design is probably the first thing that AI is coming for. I can't get in there. Maybe I can. No. I think I screwed up. I got the backtrack thing. I gotta go get a new ability and get through there. Or unlock something. Yeah, this music is like perfection. Peak video game music. Any era. Alright, I think that'll do it for the stream. Thanks for stopping in, Argonaut. I don't know if you're subscribed, but hopefully you will. Subscribe and maybe I'll see you again. It's definitely cool chilling and talking with you. Thanks for stopping in. Story, you as well. And Jonas. Jonas, it was fun to see you. But yeah. Take care, everybody. We'll see you around.